Good morning, legends. So I wanted to do a little post about menopause, about HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Now, what prompted me to do that? Obviously, we speak about it a lot because the niche of women we deal with, a lot of you who are watching this, you will all experience perimenopause, menopause at some point in your life. It's nothing to be afraid of. You are in one of the best places you could ever be in, trust me. And the level of work you are doing prior, I always say, the way to minimize side effects when it comes to perimenopause and menopause is the work that comes preceding. So you are eating well, looking after your health, focusing on longevity, focusing on strength, building muscle, building shape. These are all the things that you need to do to put yourself in an armored position going into menopause, okay? But one thing I want you to be very clinically aware of, and it came off a conversation that we've been having with one of our clients. During perimenopause, during menopause, even during hard cycles in terms of periods when you have them, when your hormones are imbalanced, when hormones are pressing, you are not currently in control of your body, your actions to potentially, and that is something that you need to know. I always say, when you are in perimenopause, when you are suffering with hormonal fluctuations like that, you are not in the driver's seat of your body. Your hormones are in the driver's seat. And the idea is to get your hormones stabilized as much as possible and to bring yourself back into the driving seat so you can effectively maintain that consistency. So I want also to make you aware of something very important and often misunderstood. Eating well, having good food choices, training, strength training, increasing your VO2 max, pushing for longevity, just having a health-focused approach, you are going to experience those benefits in perimenopause, not in perimenopause, in normal life, no matter what you do by doing the actions that you are taking. It is just that when hormones are imbalanced, the consistency, your ability to maintain that consistency to reap the rewards of those actions becomes incredibly difficult. It is not your fault. If you are beating yourself up about not managing to stay consistent and you are feeling like you're starting over on Monday and hormones are a thing in terms of hormone imbalance or you aren't on HRT, or for example, if one of you are watching this and say, actually that feels like me, then, and you are, in around the age of 39 through to 55, then you need to speak to one of us. Now, obviously, with most of you and the ones that are available to you, we get blood work done. It is very important. But sometimes blood work does not even show the true effects. We've had plenty of women go and get their blood work done and come back saying, no, your blood work is within range. Now, if you are dealing with someone in the UK and the in range in terms of where your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are is quite varied, it's quite big. So you could be at the lower end of range and they could say, oh, you're fine, you're normal, because some doctors don't even give you the results. But in fact, the lower end of normal is not a good place to be, especially for someone who's wanting body composition results, someone who trains, someone who looks after their health and wants that sense of longevity as well as health. It is not a good place to be. So, is HRT always an option? Not for everyone. There are some people that cannot go on HRT because they may have prior health implications or things that mean they aren't able to, go on HRT because it could put them at risk of cancers and stuff like that. That's very understandable. So with those women, we would always go down the neuropathic route. It's not as quick and is not as immediate, but it is a route and it is the best option for those who can't do HRT. A lot of the stigma over the past, I'd say 10 years, 10 years ago, HRT there was a lot of stigma around it. Like it causes breast cancer, it doesn't. Those rumors and that stigma around it has been trounced over the past 5 years. It is safe. And what you are doing is not going on HRT to supersede your hormones. What you are doing is to essentially bring your hormones back to a normal baseline. back to a baseline that you're experiencing in your 20s and 30s. Optimability, that is what we are preaching. It's nothing about you're not increasing your testosterone, estrogen, or progesterone any more than what they were before. Now that comes down to a adjustment period, because some women, when they go on HRT, it's what type of HRT? Some go on gels and creams, that's all they have available to them, that's what they get prescribed. Someone go on pellets, pills, even injections. Injections are generally the best way to go, but they're not very common, just because you can control the dosage. With things like creams, you can't control the dosage, not exactly, because you don't know how much is being absorbed. When they say a pea-sized amount on the skin, what is a pea-sized amount? So it's a little bit variant. And with women like this, we experience that their hormones can be a little bit fluctuating even when they go on these creams and gels, because they put them on and they experience still side effects of them having too much estrogen, too much progesterone. It's all about finding a healthy balance. So if you ever have any questions on this, this is a very safe, educated place. We deal with women on a daily basis when it comes to HRT, because we deal with a lot of women going through perimenopause, some who are not even aware they are going through perimenopause until we go down that route, get some blood work done, assess their side effects and their symptoms, and then give them a clinical evidence in terms of, okay, this is the path, this is what you might want to do in the future, because it's going to massively better your level of consistency. That's what it comes down to. You want results, you want weight loss, you want fat loss, you want muscle gain, you want to feel better, you want longevity. This all comes down from consistency. 101, consistency 101. And just remember, when your hormones are messed up, when they are imbalanced, that's the number one thing that's going to be affected. It is your consistency, and it is not your fault. It is someone else, your hormones, in control of your body and not yourself. So let's get over and let's get in control of those hormones, so everything else becomes a little bit easier, your consistency betters, and therefore your result supersedes from then. Anyway, hope you got something from this. Would love to know your thoughts, your questions. As always, we are here just a message away, but I'll speak to you in the next one. Happy Wednesday.